Hello everyone and welcome to Bacon. Also, welcome back to the Cinderella phenomenon. Let's continue with chapter 5. I've been at the Marchand for a couple of months now and I still haven't managed to do a single good deed. Good deeds are really hard to do when you're trying to do them without intention because, well, that's the whole point behind a good deed. You do them without any intention other than just to help someone because you want to help. So, Today I went out to town with Waltz to buy ingredients for parfait. The two of us have both been very quiet, which is uncharacteristic for Waltz. Princess? What? Did Karma explain why he wasn't coming with you today? Princess? Does Waltz not like my company? Is that why he is asking why he had to fill in for Karma? He said he was tired. Oh. Waltz turns his head, his eyebrows furrowing in confusion. The town feels different today. It does? I feel as if there are people watching us. How can you tell? With practice, I have a lot of eyes on me when I'm doing my puppet shows after all. Even before then, I was used to being watched, I guess. Before you were cursed? Why? Well, I was more conspicuous as an adult, I guess. An adult. Oh, right. You have the Neverland curse. You remembered. Yes, I have the Neverland curse. I told you what that was in the tavern once. You're stuck as a child when you should be a man. Right. It's a little inconvenient, but I've gotten used to it. What's so much more straightforward about his curse than Karma? Two of us go into a store where we find the little cups that Parfait asked us to buy. After I pay, Waltz automatically picks up the bags. His help is nice for a change. I've become so accustomed to carrying the bags on my own. So, have you made any progress on your good deeds? You can see from my necklace that I have not. But you have changed. Still don't see how I've changed at all. Karma hasn't taught me anything about doing good. Sometimes in order to do good, you need to realize some things about yourself first. Maybe Karma's not so bad at helping you with that. He is selfish, flamboyant, and acts as if the world revolves around him. But you're still partnered with him. I am. I am okay with Karma's company. Most of the people judge and shun me. But Karma hasn't done that, and he's even mentioned enjoying my company. I've become more tolerant of him too. Oh, Princess! Walt's eyes light up and I see him pointing ahead to a crowd of people gathered around the center of the town. A woman stands in the middle of the crowd telling people's fortunes. We should go see if we can get our fortunes told. Come on. The crowd around the woman only grows larger until nearly half of the plaza has been taken up. I find myself pushed around the crowd as I try to follow Waltz. The crowd is dense though, and in no time at all I have lost him. Waltz! I call for him. I do not see him over the dozens of people in front of me. I will wait for him at the outskirts of the crowd. He should be able to find me. I make my way out of the crowd into the edges of an alleyway. But Waltz still does not appear. 10 minutes go by and I consider walking into the crowd when I hear a voice behind me. Are you looking for someone, madam? I feel someone grab my hand. I slap them away and take a step back. When I turn, I find a man standing behind me in the alleyway. Didn't mean to startle you. Then why did you grab her hand? What do you want? I want to help you return to the palace, Princess Lucette. You know who I am? I do, Princess, and I can lead you back to the palace. Who are you? Someone who's working for the king. The king does not remember me. The only people that would remember me are witches, fairies, and those with the curse. So who exactly is this man? They use a lot of the same NPC avatar guys. So I'm thinking, but he looks like that guy from the Marchand. He looks like the guy from the Marchand, but you can't tell because, again, they use the same kind of avatars, and she doesn't seem to recognize him. But that was also day one. So I'm thinking it's the guy from the Marchand, but I can't be 100. You're lying. Princess, why would I ever lie to you? Now come, I'm sure everyone at the palace will be very happy to see you. The man grabs my hand roughly and begins trying to pull me through the alleyway. The first thing I try to do is scream, but the man clamps his free hand over my mouth. The crowd is getting farther from us and no one can see us in the shadows. Princess, I swear on my word I'm bringing you back to the palace. Let's see. First thing I'm gonna do is freaking fight back. I have to fight back. Maybe I can still draw people's attention to me. I try to squirm my way out of the man's arm, but it does not work. He chuckles lightly at me until I elbow him in the stomach. For the few moments that I am free, I try to run, but all too soon the man grabs me again with the same punishing grip over my mouth and nose to stop me from screaming. You're a real feisty one, ain't ya? I feel like I might faint. In one last attempt to get free, I tug at the man's hand with my own and manage to shift it just enough until I can bite down on it. Ow. I truly am the best at acting. Ow. Oh dear. Let me check it. Ow. The man screams in pain, his grip finally loosening. I can hear him curse as I run away from him. A few minutes later, I realize that I've gone in the wrong direction. I soon come to a dead end in the alleyway, and I can hear the man running up behind me. What is this I see before me? I look up. Oh, did I do it right? I did! I look up to see Karma standing on the rooftop right above us in his disguise holding a sword, a broad grin on his face. Madam, you might hurt yourself playing with that sword. You might want to put it down. What's this, sir? Do you feel threatened by me? You should. Karma jumps down from the building and raises his sword in front of him. His eyes are angry, his earlier jovial personality fallen away. Anyone that attacks a lady has to pay for the crime. Karma rushes forward, moving faster than I can see, even in his long dress. The glint of the sword causes the man to fall backwards, loosening his grip on me. I step back from the man's hold and watch as Karma points the sword at the man's neck. Now, I have a sword and you do not. Do you really want to test your luck, sir? Tisk, this isn't worth it. The man runs off, leaving me alone with Karma in the alleyway. What's this? You were a lot cockier just a few moments ago. I breathe out slowly as relief washes over me. So did he watch that entire time, just waited to see what we would do? Princess! Waltz approaches from where the man had run. So did you meet the coward fellow on your way here? I bumped into a man who looked as if he was running from death. Oh my, I feel oddly accomplished. McDonald daddy. Karma and Waltz's voices become faded and indistinct as my vision blurs. I am suddenly light on my feet. All the adrenaline from earlier is dissipated into thin air. I feel tired. Princess! Before I can collapse, I feel arms pulling me back up. Rest easy, Princess Lucette. I close my eyes and fall into blackness. As things get a little more romantic, I don't know if I'm gonna feel like reading this out loud. I know I don't have to. And I still feel like my voice is a little behind. But yes, I suffer from easily embarrassed by secondhand embarrassment. I'm one of those people that I have no shame in real life whatsoever. But something about reading things like this out loud can be a little embarrassing for me. So we'll see if I can handle it. And if I can't, I just can't. Sorry. I'm a coward. What can I say? When I wake up, Anise is setting a tray of food down on my bedside table. She does not notice as I rise slowly from bed. Anise. Oh, Princess, you're up. We were worried about you. Lady Delora and Lady Parfait said you were just out because of shock, but still. How long have I been asleep? Just a few hours, Princess. Don't worry about chores for now. Lady Delora says that if you're feeling better later, you can use Mr. Broom. Wow, Delora, you're just so concerned. Just thinking about using Mr. Broom gives me a headache. Where are Karma and Waltz? Waltz is scouting the town looking for the man that captured you. And Karma? I think he might be in his room, Princess. He's got patrol tonight, so he's resting a little bit. If he has patrol tonight, that must mean he was resting this morning, too. How did he know I needed help? Do you need anything, Princess? No, I'm going to visit Karma. What? To thank him? However, he knew if Karma hadn't been there, things would not have ended so well. Yes! That's sweet, Princess. Oh, Lady Delora wants to talk to you about what happened when you're feeling up to it. Okay. Probably just to make fun of her. Again. I wait until Anise leaves the room before I follow after her. It is only after I exit my room that I realize I do not know where Karma's room is. Anise must have assumed that I already knew with us being partners and all. It's fine. I do not need Anise's assistance for this. I can find Karma's room on my own. It takes me some time, but eventually I find a room with his name on the door in careful flowery letters. It suits him. I simply open the door without thinking to knock. She doesn't understand she needs to knock first in consideration of others. Oh no! Oh no! I expected to find Karma lying in bed, but instead he is standing in front of a mirror changing his clothes. Princess? Uh-oh. I do not think I have ever seen a shirtless man before. Uh-oh. Oh, indeed. He turns to me, and the realization that he's standing there just in his pants hits me hard in the stomach. My face feels incredibly uncomfortably warm. Why are you just standing there? Put on your clothes. Then I notice the large tattoo on his chest. It is a rose ensnared by many vines. I stare at it for a few moments before Palmer puts a hand there to conceal it. It's rude to come into a lady's room unannounced, you know. Karma slips his usual dress on carefully over his head and then approaches me. I take a step back without realizing. Karma raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me mischievously. It is a familiar look, but it rattles me more now than it ever has before. My princess, you're as red as a tomato. Are you okay? Does this man always need to point out the obvious? I'm fine. There is no need to shout, darling. Now, what did you come here for? I just realized he has, like, them jewel green eyes. Not just green eyes, but, like, the really shiny jewel green eyes that are super rare for people to have naturally. Those are super pretty. I used to think you could only get that color through contacts, but I met one person who, like, everyone assumed he was wearing contacts, and he was like, look very closely at my eye, and then he, like, moved his finger around in his eye and, like, opened his eyes super wide and looked in every direction. He's like, I'm not wearing contacts, leave me alone. To see me, the beautiful Karma. Does everything always have to revolve around you? Well, you were breaking into my room. I am barely able to stifle a sigh. Well, I cross my arms and frown at him. His smile makes it hard to get my next words out. I came here to thank you. So let me go ahead and save here, even though there's not a... just in case. Do my ears deceive me? What did you say, princess? Princess? Thank you for saving me. I saw you fight back. That was a very admirable attempt. You saw me? Yes, as you were coming to the end of the alleyway, but I didn't manage to escape. It doesn't matter, princess. You certainly made the effort. But I digress. You are quite welcome, princess. It was my pleasure. I should leave. I should leave immediately. Wait, what? I shouldn't leave, but Cromer grabs my hand and pulls me back. But princess, don't you owe me something? You. So Karma was expecting something in return after all. I should have known. I think you owe me an apology. You did not come into my room unannounced after all. You did come into my room unannounced after all. What is he talking about? Since you broke into my room, I demand you help me with my makeup. Then I will forget your transgression. Your makeup? Yes, darling. I thought you were resting because you were going on patrol tonight. Resting? Nonsense. I have much to do. My makeup earlier was so messy that I washed my face in order to reapply it. I cannot believe I'm going to agree to this. Fine. Ah, what a splendid day today is. Come, princess, let's do this by a mirror. Karma pulls me over to the mirror where I can see both of our faces reflected. He has a surprising variety of makeup on the dresser beside him. Is it really that surprising given that he also he goes all out on this? I do not even care that much for my appearance. Why am I helping Karma with his makeup? Now, which feature on the face do you think is the most important one to highlight, princess? What? What are your eyes attracted to most on a person's face? When they're laughing, when they smile? Why is he asking me for my opinion on something so trivial? Well, when they laugh and smile, he's trying to indicate the lips, I'm pretty freaking sure, but... it's either the eyes or the lips. Cheeks wouldn't make sense. I mean, I guess it would if the first thing you noticed was like their dimples or whatever. Well, he's very clearly trying to indicate the mouth, I think. Despite myself, I find my gaze dropping to Karma's lips. Why do I feel like I am walking into a trap? The lips? My princess, I didn't think I'd ever hear you say that. You looked at my lips when I smiled. I did not say that. Oh, but you did, and princess, I do believe you're blushing. Even though Karma never said he was referring to his features, I thought about his lips anyway. Thought makes my heart flop, though I do not have the faintest idea why. Anyway, I agree. Though eyes are important, a smile isn't quite as brilliant without the lips. Without the lips. I did it! I tried to imagine a smile without lips and shudder. Sorry, Princess, I misspoke. I tried to dispel the image from your mind. That was my first thought, too, to be fair. Anyway, I'll let you choose the order of things. Fine. Just don't make me look like a clown, Princess. I know how much you like to tease me, but I need to get out of here quickly today. If you need to leave quickly, shouldn't you do your makeup yourself? I missed the opportunity to have you help me? Nonsense. If I can, I'll have you help me with my hair some other time. The way you do yours is beautiful. I always put effort into my hair, as Mother always emphasized the importance of looking like a princess. Then why the side ponytail? I mean, it's still really cute, don't get me wrong, I have no issues with her hairstyle whatsoever. I think it's adorable. It just doesn't seem very princess-like. It seems like that would be like a lower ponytail, but I'm also not a princess, nor nobility, nor even past the middle class, so what would I know? But I've never received a compliment on my hairstyle before. Karma gives me his makeup supplies and I start layering the color on his face. When we are this close, I cannot help but carefully inspect every one of his features. I do not think I even did something like this with Mother. You know, Princess, I don't think I deserve your thanks. I pause and raise an eyebrow at him. What? You've been helping me for a while and I haven't helped you with your curse at all. What I did today was just coincidence. Coincidence? I heard you went to town with Waltz, and so I followed you too. I only happened to catch what happened in the alleyway. You managed to see me even when there were many other people who didn't? I have good eyes, probably. Probably. It's not like it's not like you to be so humble. Lucette, I am once again offended. And why were you following us in the first place? You said you were too tired to go into town today. I was worried? It was strange not accompanying you today. Worried? Why would you be worried? Karma looks puzzled for a few moments. He glances at himself in the mirror solemnly, then shrugs. Intuition, perhaps. Waltz mentioned something about feeling watched. Is there something that Waltz and Karma are watching out for that I am not? Karma closes his eyes momentarily, and I take the opportunity to dust his eyes with eyeshadow. He does not seem to mind. Princess, you haven't spoken about what happened today with Delora or Parfait, have you? No, not yet, because I'm not looking forward to Delora's freaking smart-ass remarks. You came to thank me first? Yes. Oh. Karma falls into silence, and I continue to work, sweeping blush on his high cheekbones. Princess, do you know anything about the man who tried to drag you away today? No, he said only that he worked for the king before telling me he would take me back to the palace. I wonder how he recognized you. I was wondering that myself. How curious and alarming. The only ones who should pose a problem at this time are witches. Witches? What do they want to do with me? Well, I only mean that witches are the only ones who can see through our curses. So that man spoke with a witch? It's possible. But why? Why would the witches want me back at the palace? Or was that man trying to lead me somewhere else? I suppose either way, the man couldn't have wanted to bring me back to the palace for a good reason. Is it possible that a witch gave a commoner description of you? But then why would... Karma stops talking and looks up at me with something like sympathy. Sorry, I'm just running my head for ideas. Are the witches really so dangerous? And what do they want with me in the first place? You know the witches are dangerous. You've seen, like, if this is considered innocent play by Delora, and I guess technically considering what magic can apparently do in this world, it was, I would assume they're extremely dangerous individuals. Rest assured, Princess, we will figure this out. I nod my head slowly. I have a lot of questions for Delora and Parfait, but it is possible that even they might not know everything. I wanted to think on my own as well, just in case they decide to keep more of their secrets. Well then, you keep your secrets. I look at Karma and shake my head. Next time, I will be more wary. I won't let myself be caught unaware. Before I realize it, Karma has his hand on my cheek and is staring at me solemnly. His eyes are as cold and unmoving as steel. Princess, there won't be a next time. That's what I said. Next time, I'll make sure that you're definitely not alone. Had I been alone today, I might have actually been kidnapped. I know that, but I cannot show weakness. I just need to be more cautious. I'm not some damsel in distress, you know. Having someone at your back is far more comforting. Even on a battlefield, knights fight better together. What's wrong? Nothing. He moves his hand away from my face and stands up, sighing. His eyes suddenly look distant, and his posture is stiff. I think we're about done here, right? I haven't finished your makeup, though. Wait, why am I even concerned about that? Oh? Sometimes simple is better. Or would you like me to sit back down? I do enjoy being pampered by you, princess. I take it back. We were definitely done. Good. Thank you for your hard work. In an instant, the mood changes and a bright smile once again graces Karma's speech. As much as I hate to do this, I'm going to have to leave you, darling. I have business in town and then a patrol later tonight. Probably won't see you for the rest of the day, but... Thank you. He's thanking me for putting on his makeup? It was such a small thing. You're welcome. You already thanked me, though. Well, now you can tell I'm twice as thankful as a normal person. Boy is smooth. Doesn't make any sense, but it's Karma. A lot of the things he says doesn't make sense. I leave the room with Karma and he leaves the tavern as I go to find Parfaitlora. The two of them are seated together in the reception, speaking in hushed voices when I arrive. They both pause to look up at me as I walk into the room. Well, if it isn't the princess, took you long enough to come see us. I wonder why, Delora? Like, even if she wasn't going to go thank them, I wouldn't want to see your face right away either, considering your bad attitude. Anise told us you were unharmed. We're glad to see you safe, princess. Thank you, Parfait. So about telling us what happened. When prompted, I tell them everything that transpired in the alleyway. The two listen and only exchange a solemn glance when I am done. Do you know something about all of this that I don't? Why would the witches be after me in the first place? You remember what we said about the Tenebrarum corrupting witches? Well, those witches don't like seeing curses broken. They meddle where they can because they can. That is why I cast a glamour on you when you arrived here so that you could remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you. To protect me? I feel like there is more to this than they are hiding. I feel like there is more to this that they are hiding. There we go. But I do not think any amount of convincing will get them to say anything. Forgive us, princess. We're not entirely sure what's going on either. Though, if it was a human that captured you, he must be working with the witches somehow. Troublesome, to say the least, but we don't know the details yet. Give us some time to figure things out. I don't trust you. Until we figure out who that man is and who he's working for, you need to have an escort with you out of the march at all times. Do you understand? And once you figure it out, you will tell me. The two exchange another look, which only makes me more frustrated. They are obviously keeping secrets and right in front of me. We'll tell you once everything falls into place. Don't worry, princess. We would never let you be put in any danger. We would never let you be put... Oh, is this the same thing as the... They mean no offense. The silence is what ends our conversation. I make my way back to my room, feet heavy. I feel like a fly caught in a spider's web. I try my best to clear my mind as I return to my room. Pretty! Let me go ahead and save again. The days go by slowly and I make no progress with my curse. Karma is busy with the knights today, and Delora and Parfait are busy talking with Rumple about his curse in his room. Tonight is the perfect night to go and wander the town by myself. I need to see if I can find out anything about the witches and what is happening around the kingdom. Delora and Parfait are not going to tell me anything, and no one has wanted to take me out of the march since the kidnapping attempt. These thoughts spiral helplessly in my mind as I sit at a table. I have just finished working for the day, and the activity in the marching is beginning to wind down. Garland stands at the door as the last few customers leave the march-in. Durian is walking around the room to make sure that there are no problems. Corner of my eye, I notice two men pause halfway across the room to glance back at her. I can overhear their words from where I am. Shame that she's a knight, eh? She's the proud type, too proud to let a man dote on her. Oh my freaking goodness, I don't... Bleeding shame indeed, but do you think if I tried to say something to her, you two? Garland is suddenly standing behind the two men, an uncharacteristically dark glare on his face. You tell him, Garland. Is there a problem? Doors are closing for the night. I'm going to ask you to please leave. No need to be so uptight, lad. We're on our way out now. The two men walk out and Garland stands in the middle of the tavern area, glaring after them. He more or less pushed them out of the tavern. If Anise had seen that, she'd probably have scolded him. I think she should have been proud, because that was a bad attitude this guy had. Bleh. Garland? You okay? Of course. You think you can fool me? I've known you long enough to know that something's bothering you. Neither of the knights seem to notice me here. If they do, they ignore me. Jurian is still looking insistently at Garland, who looks down at the floor. Is he going to say something to her? Garland says nothing, though. He looks at a loss for words. Finally, Jurian reaches out and pokes his shoulder, and he looks up, startled. Still the same as always, the silent, watchful knight. Only says things with certainty when he knows they're the truth. Even the princess is waiting for you to say something. Both knights turn to look at me, and Garland seems surprised. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he hurriedly looks away. Patrol is starting soon. I'll head out first. Okay, stay safe. Garland nods at her with a little smile before he leaves the tavern. Going to sleep soon, princess? I was just going to head up. I stand up and get ready to move up to my room, but stop once more to look at Jurian. Did you hear what those men were saying? Oh, about me being too proud or something? She did hear them, but chose to say nothing. It doesn't bother me. They're right. I've been independent for a long time, and I would never think about pledging my safety to a man I barely know. I can take care of myself. You go, Jurian! Blunt and to the point, Jurian was really admired for that honesty in the palace. The only other men I've trusted before are my fellow knights, Garland most of all, since we've always been partners. She does not explain any further. I decide that it's for the better. The sooner everyone has cleared out, the sooner I can leave the margin. Tonight is the night I go looking for answers. I'm just... Lucette. Lucette. I understand you want answers and you're all about taking things into your own hands, but you dumb. You real dumb. Sorry, Karma, but I can handle myself. I'm going to prove it tonight. I may not be able to fight, but I can still be cautious enough to not land myself into trouble. This is exactly how every main character that has ever done this lands themselves into trouble. In fact, I think this is like one of the main tropes of every freaking dating simulator. Still, I do not happen to hear much of anything as I am exploring the town tonight. I should have brought along some kind of weapon, but then I would have had to steal a knife from the kitchen. I am not a thief. Hours pass before I pass a tavern filled with knights. Deciding that I will at least listen to what is happening at the palace, I linger by the open door and listen to what the men are saying. I hear that young Fritz is having a hard time of it. I feel bad for the lad. Even Sir Alcaster thinks he's gone mad. Well, he does keep talking about a princess that doesn't exist. Fritz still remembers me, but how? Even his father is growing weary of his babbling. Sir Mythos forced him on break the other day. He didn't seem happy. Well, Sir Mythos must think he's crazy too. Poor Fritz. Can you keep a secret? The knights look at each other and I lean as close as I possibly can. Apparently the boy spoke some truth. Though Sir Alcaster doesn't quite believe it, he's looking for the daughter of the previous queen. The witch had a daughter. Previous queen. Are they talking about mother? How dare they call her a witch? Apparently she did, though I don't even remember such a girl. This is top secret stuff. I just happened to wrestle this out of one of the lackeys looking for her. What would Sir Alcaster need this girl for? I'm assuming she's dangerous and they want to get rid of her. Are they talking about me? I'm curious. How are we supposed to find this imaginary princess anyway? Does she have any features? Aye, they described her features. The last man who went looking for her said she wore a special pendant around her neck. I should get out of here. I turn to leave the tavern, but my cloak snags on the door and falls to the floor, tripping me up in the process. I end up falling halfway into the tavern where the chatter abruptly stops. This is... Oh, a lady. The knights that were talking approach me. One of them picks up my cloak. I attempt to grab my cloak from their fingers, but they pull it away from me and I stumble into one of them. Madam? He moves to take my hand and then he stops when he sees my face. Her face! And a necklace! You think she was spying on us? Witch! One of the knights grabs me by my wrist and pulls me toward him. He is far stronger than the man in the alleyway was. Unhand me right now, I am no witch! Then there should be no problem. We're just going to take you in, and if there's some big misunderstanding, we'll repay you ourselves, miss. No, let me go. This behavior is not fitting of a knight. Come now, miss. Let's go back quietly. Yes. Fighting probably wouldn't do. But I can't see how I'd be able to convince them either. And there's a whole bar full of knights. I wouldn't be able to fight them. She's not very good at talking to people. We'll try it. I just saved. We'll be fine. We can go back if it's not the right one. Fighting back is useless when I'm outnumbered. I have to try convincing them that I'm not who they think I am. You're mistaken, sirs. I happened to overhear your conversation, and assuming I am some imaginary princess is unreasonable. The knights look at each other. You know, she has a point. She was listening in on our conversation. That's clearly suspicious. Did you not hear what I just said? I happened to overhear it, nothing more. You were cloaked as if you were trying to hide your features. Being out at night without a cloak is a sure way to draw attention to a lady such as myself. You know, she has a point. Stop saying that, man. Then, oh yeah, it was the right one, cool. Then, ma'am, there should be no problem with us taking you back to the palace. If we are mistaken, we'll clear up the misunderstanding and pay you handsomely. Come on, let's take her to the palace. The knights lead me out into the empty streets. Why? Why did I have to be so stubborn? The knights continue pulling me down the path until we come to a narrow street. Everyone who sees us walks away to avoid the knights. There's fear in their eyes. But I have done nothing wrong. I think they're more afraid of the knights than you, sweetie. Ma'am, if it makes you feel any better, we're risking our rank on this as well. I don't know. I'm suspicious of... Who goes there? I look up and notice Karma's familiar figure walking towards us. What is he doing here? Why isn't he in his disguise? Gentlemen, I ask you to unhand that woman. As a knight, I would be ashamed to be seen treating a lady so terribly. And who are you? Her husband. What? Unhand her, gentlemen, and retain my blade. Sir, we were just going to take her back to the palace too. I will give you on the count of 3. One knight keeps his grip on me as the other draws his sword. I stare at Karma, who continues to count through the night, attacks him before his sword leaves the sheath. I read that completely wrong because my brain frits just the tiniest bit. Husband, you say? Karma and the knight trade blows, but it is Karma that comes out victorious. His blade slides past the knight's shoulder, distracting him enough to give Karma the opening he needs. Karma reaches back with his free hand to knock the knight out with a blow to the head. It may just be my imagination, but for a few moments, I think I see the knight's blade glimmer across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. The knight holding me holds up his hands in surrender. I yield, sir. It seems no matter how this situation turns out, you are dishonorable. But please, sir. Karma knocks him out and then stands beside me as he sheaths his sword. A few moments, Lucette. Karma spends some time forcing a potion from a vial down each of the knight's throats. I watch him quietly, fearing that he might have killed them, but the knights only seem to be asleep. A potion that Parfait gave me. It will make the men forget they ever saw you. When Karma stands again, I notice the glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. Oh no! You're hurt! It's nothing. I am sorry. Come on, princess, let's go back. He pulls me right onto the main street and does not let go of my hand. I cannot bring myself to speak. Karma has saved me twice now. Not only that, but this time he is injured. He says it's nothing, but his bloodied hand does not move at all. Why do I have to be so stubborn and insist I can handle myself? I do not speak for a long time. Eventually I notice people start to stare. Uh-oh. Though before long the staring grows worse. Young women begin following us, giggling from behind. I turn to Karma, who looks like he hasn't slept in days. Karma. Sorry, princess, but I'm not in the mood to talk. Those girls are walking right behind us. This is his curse? Karma? Lucette, I just said I am no mood to talk. Did you not hear me? We are being followed. He stares behind us almost stupidly and then laughs hollowly when the girls see his face. They start to rush towards us. Their voices rising and blending together into horrendous cacophony. Karma's not moving though. He looks resigned. Maybe he's too tired to realize what he wants to do. Oh no. I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away, my pace quickening to run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma away from them. Lucette, what are you doing? Getting us out of here. Lucette. I lead him through the town and into little nooks and crannies where we managed to lose some of the crowd. Karma often led me through some of these spaces as shortcuts. Waltz knew them too. Once we were alone again, I stopped, falling to my knees and letting go of Karma's hand as I catch my breath. That really was a curse, having to run away from so many mindless women. That was difficult. Lucette? What? Did not mean to snap, but the tiredness is pressing on me too. You helped me out of that. Of course I did. Why would I want to be chased by girls? You could have left me behind and gone on alone. Instead, you helped me. You helped me too. I guess I paid you back. Though to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about repaying him for saving me. I just knew I didn't want Karma to be stuck trying to fend off all of those girls. He was right about his curse. That is terrible. I just realized something. Karma kneels down beside me and waits for me to speak. My curse is people forget me, and yours has even strangers become fascinated with you. It's almost like our curses are opposite of each other. And yet? Yet, we seem so similar. My eyes widened when I realized what I just said. We are similar, aren't we? He holds out his good hand to me, and I let him lead me back to the tavern through the abandoned alleyways. Aww. I'm noticing that people are drawing comparisons vaguely, but they aren't that similar. But they do have personalities that seem to suit each other well. My feet are heavy and all I want to do is sleep, but it's suddenly Karma is standing before me, his face grave. Lucette, I have to thank you for helping me earlier. I'm sorry I froze like that and made it more difficult on you. It was so sudden, I was so tired, I had no motivation to move. Shouldn't I be thanking you? I'll accept your thanks, even though I wish you didn't have to thank me in the first place. You should not have gone out on your own when you knew how dangerous it could be for you. I am sorry. I'll accept your apology too, because I lost sleep over this. I have no words for how I feel right now. Princess? Aww. Aww. Oh, that was too cute. Okay. Time for me to save there, and we're gonna go ahead and end things. Yes. Thank you guys for joining me. I am Bacon, and this, once again, is the Cinderella phenomenon. Apparently, I just played for too long, and I've been speaking for too long because I'm starting to lose my voice. So I'm gonna give myself a break. I don't think I read this very well, and I do apologize for that, but that's okay. We still got to see some fun, good stuff, right? Right. Anyway. I'll see you guys next time, and if you liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you like me, feel free to subscribe, share, comment, all that lovely stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!